So yeah, this is just going to be a quick, brief one. I'm going to try and cover all of One Way Bridge's releases really with these little videos. I should have done it a long time ago, shouldn't I? Well, this one's the most recent release, Haute, Horopito, and it's a really interesting one. It's a really hard one to describe. Now, something about Elise of One Way Bridge, which you probably do know by now, she's from New Zealand. So what she tends to do is use a lot of New Zealand ingredients, which sometimes quite difficult to describe, but they do obviously I try and relay them to something I'm quite familiar with. Now this one is really interesting. Again, it's unlike anything I've ever smelt or anyone would ever smelt, I think. Now it kind of opens up with this crisp apple skin, and there's no other way of describing it. Like I don't know what you call them abroad, but we call them cooking apples here. They're not too appley, and they have a kind of greenness about them. It's a really unique take on apple. This is not going to be, and sort of as it starts to develop, you get this kind of gorgeous muskiness, and this kind of, it's kind of fluffy, and the raspberry leaf is what it is. Raspberry seed, sorry, you do get this kind of sweetness that, you know, is quite raspberry like, but it's not quite as tart, and to me it starts to develop a little bit lipsticky with the way all the ingredients come together. Now what's unusual, again, I don't know what a lot of these New Zealand things are, is this kind of branny smell, like a sort of, you know, growing cereal kind of feel about it. Which makes it really interesting and definitely unlike something I've ever smelled before. And it has kind of a licoricey feel. Now Elise uses anise a lot, and I'm thinking maybe with the sweetness, is that in there? And there's it sounds like I'm just reeling off notes. There is a kind of mysterious smoky touch in there. I think there is birch or something in here. And it all comes together and you get this like this smoked apple peel, kind of burning apple peel sweetness with this little bit of this kind of raspberry like lipsticky kind of touch in there, with this, like I say, the strange bran which fades, and then this lovely gorgeous moorish kind of tender fluffy muskiness, and then that kind of, it does kind of stay the same till you hit the dry down, and then you get more of this kind of almost tarry birch in there underneath it all, almost like a little bit licoricey I'd say, or you know, again the anisiness, but that apple kind of sweetens up a bit, and then it becomes quite green again. I could probably talk about this all day long and no one have a bloody clue what I'm talking about, because it is so unique and hard to describe. But basically what I'd say is it's a green cooking apple, these hints of like someone's kissed with some lipstick, and then the kind of, you know, romantically set it on fire or something like that. It's kind of that sort of feel, with this kind of classy, elegant, vintage touch. You know, you can imagine the person's probably in a fur coat and hello darling, with a New Zealand hello darling, that's my New Zealand accent. Fucking mint, isn't it? Excuse my French there, I don't use swear, but yeah, you get what I mean. It's really quite gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It's one of the most unique, freshest, different things I've smelt in a long time, and that's Elise, and I look very forward to what she comes out with next. Should be something no doubt unique and wonderful. And also with One Way Bridge, she does sample sets in that. Go check them out, you're not going to regret it. There'll be one or two in there that you really love and have the feel for. Alright, anyway, that's all. Thanks folks, bye.